Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to add a little automation to the process of finding spam on Google Maps. So what we're looking at here is a tool that I've created that I call the Local Spam Finder. The way it works is it uses a couple of different APIs, Google Maps, Smarty Streets, and Twilio, and a little bit of Google App scripting to tie it all together. And what it will do for you is allow you to enter a latitude, longitude, a search radius, and a query to actually do the search on, and it's going to return a whole bunch of data for you from all those different APIs that's going to help you to narrow down where the spam might be in your area. So this is just something that can be really helpful for local SEO clients. Spam in some categories is really prevalent, and unfortunately it does seem to rank pretty well sometimes. So part of helping out your clients can actually be doing some spam hunting. Now that can be a pretty time-consuming process, so hopefully with a tool like this we can make that process a little more streamlined, a little faster, a little more efficient. There's a lot of data on this page, but probably the two most important columns to look at here are going to be the residential delivery indicator and the CMRA column. The delivery indicator is going to be either commercial, residential, or unknown. And what this column is really good for is it's going to be able to help you find cases where the listing might be either breaking or bending the rules when it comes to Google My Business, because they really want you to be listing a location that clients or customers can come and visit you. So if you see a residential listing like the one here, that listing very well might be breaking those rules and could be something that needs to be reported. Now, unknown here means that when we submitted this address to Smarty Streets, they actually couldn't make a match to any known listing in their database. And those are actually pretty good candidates to look at. So if we take an example that I looked at earlier, we have Phillips Truck Injury Company, and that address came back unknown from Smarty Streets. And you can actually see here, this address the pin is pretty much dropped right in the middle of a street. And just a couple seconds in Street View led me to look at this FedEx office print shop and print center here. What you'll find a lot of times with spammy listings is that they actually will take a location like a FedEx or UPS store or a virtual office, and they'll just drop the pin just a little ways away from there. So that can be a really good way when you see those unknown listings returned. That can be a great way to find some of these listings where they're just dropping the pin just a short ways away from a UPS store or a virtual office. You can actually do this by hand. So in this case, I took this address and dropped it into Smarty Street's single address validation tool, and you can see it comes back right here as an unknown address, just like it did when we pulled this in via the API. Now the other really important column here, this CMRA column, what this stands for is Commercial Mail Receiving Agent. So that means that Smarty Streets has found that address is being serviced by it's a FedEx or a UPS store. A lot of times it's going to be a virtual office, and virtual offices and UPS stores are definitely pretty prime candidates for removal from Google Maps. So if we look at the data, the results we have here, we do have one showing up as a yes for CMRA, so we definitely want to take a look at that one. So we can go over here and click on the Google Maps link that we have, and we'll go ahead and zoom right into that and see if we can figure anything out from this. So we'll try it. So nothing pops up about virtual offices right away, but we'll try Street View and see what we can see with that. Turn the little guy around to point in the right direction. So it looks like, so it looks like this is just a massive office building. Unfortunately, that's kind of hard to really tell anything or prove anything from this. Um, but one other tactic that I would recommend that can sometimes find stuff is I would take that same address and do a Google search, and that's just what I've done here already. So I took that same address, just dropped it right into Google search, and wouldn't you know, the first thing that shows up is virtual office services in San Francisco. So if we click in here, yep, virtual office, scroll down just a little bit, and yeah, there's the exact address. So I think that's pretty decent proof that this business is operating out of a virtual office. Um, some of these virtual offices, you know, they might have a receptionist, and some of them, like Regis, I think you can actually rent what they call an executive suite. So you might have someone on premise there. So I don't know that you can 100% say all virtual offices represent illegitimate Google My Business listings, but I think it's a pretty strong correlation between that and spam. Now, hopefully, with all the information that we've gathered here in this spreadsheet, you can build a pretty strong case to have some of these listings removed that are either fraudulent or spammy. So the official channel for this is something called, if you haven't seen it before, the Business Redressal Complaint Form. This is meant to submit one location at a time with a free form sort of explanation of what you found here, or you can actually upload a spreadsheet to try to list more of the proof you have, or potentially remove several listings at once. I think that's about it. So happy spam hunting.